I remember
We had fun together.
my first time online, 1995, my neighbor's new computer, we took it for a ride, addicted from the start, and it wasn't ending soon, in JPEG rooms, seeing women in the nude, but that's not my interest, time I could invest, dealt trees and Trojans, computers I could infect. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Take a step back, started making fan sites of artists that could rap, pasted some code in an IM to start up, AOL choked, it was frozen on the markup, came across proggies and tools made by others, kicking people offline, the scene called them gunners, had the best strings, it would crash and hold the throne, so I couldn't give them out, had to code it on my own, VB3 downloading, feeling out of place, started out clueless, a genocide base, sprinting for the lead, I couldn't stay behind, met caffeine, learned the Windows API, writing bigger raps, growing day by day with it, subclass, trespass, evade rate limits, I'm a Wiz group mercenary, coding was my pitch, servers, mass mailers, anything for fish, tossers, scrollers, ASCII art journals, for masters and subs, overheads, internals, multi-threaded brute force, secure ID tokens, German, Canadian is code that was spoken, a pinpoint in time, most will never know, I coded with the very best from all around the globe, bounce through private rooms, finding all the spots, bypassing blocks, hide from cat watch and toss, wondered if accounts would even live until the morning, cause all of this could terminate with on-screen warnings. I remember that? A different place and time. I remember that?
We had fun together.
No sleep, feeling fine. I was crazy, captured dreams. I remember that? All day, all night, always online. Remember that?
This digital gangsta, he made a splash in a couple private rooms in 98 if my math is correct. I got immediate respect in my past with the freaking and the hacking and the spamming for cash. Just ask Astro, I was the Fidel Castro, dictator gagging while I'm stolen a macro page on 8OP, free host for all the hackers and the AOGs. This digital gangsta, he made a splash, page on the internet in any subclass, no send keys, so the proggies are fast, all the tosses and the mailers and the fishes were mass. This digital gangsta, he made a splash, intro art to his proggies and past, concert to the kiddies and dash, then I spit some raps about it and I'm famous for that.
Now let's continue that the intro's begun. Did I mention I was running Windows 3.1? My 486DX was so potent, coupled with the 2400 baud modem. Back to the task, this culture, this class, these hackers, these teenagers growing up fast. With password stealers, reversing was the issue. Switch out the email, flip and redistribute. I had Legion, Havoc, rolling with the force. Decompile, fade, and I marveled at the source. Cold ice, dive in, and all the VBs. There was server with an S and server with the C. I was fishing with AIM, switching up the game. An app that would interface with AOL and AIM. Clearing out the rooms, eating customers alive. These chat sound strings had me spinning up your drives. Wrote 5-minute code with the con stunts. One night run, over 20,000 punts. Spam became my thing, growing interest in my funds. Checks from AFF, keep them coming every month. Regrets never once, always use caution. AOL was all I had, there was no other option. VB3 got a bit stale and so we left. Threw away my VBX, made an OCX. My base 32-bit, the code was a rarity. Custom controls, added GUI transparency. Thinking of protocols and keywords we broke. We had FDO scripts, master AOL invokes. Getting out the scene, mailing and serving. Getting into other things like Rain Man and Merlin. Inside AOL and then Observer's crew. L cases certs, I remember all of you. I remember that? A different place and time. I remember that?
We had fun together.
No sleep, feeling fine. I was crazy, captured dreams. I remember that? All day, all night, always online. Captured dreams. I remember that?
What is up, everyone? Hey, welcome to my live stream. My name is Tyler, and just want to say a special hello to all of you joining me this evening. If this is one of your first times here, let me share some announcements with you. Number one, I am live right now on 3 different platforms, so you can join on whichever platform works best for you, but I am live right now on YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn. On YouTube and LinkedIn, I just stream under my name, Tyler Ramsbey, and over on Twitch, I stream under the name Hack_Smarter. So once again, Twitch YouTube and LinkedIn, it's my name, Tyler Ramsbey. Twitch is Hack_Smarter. And hey, let me know where you're coming from, where you're joining from, if you don't mind sharing. And let me know if this is your first time to one of my live streams. I want to say a special hello to you if it is. But hey, before we dive into stuff, let me pull up chat. Let's see who is all hanging out with us in chat. From the top, we got Zero Cool getting first blood in the chat like he has done like every stream that I can remember. We got FedEx, we got Dario, we got Zachary Barber. We have Nileword, if I'm saying that correct. We got Bashir. We got the one and only Netfos. We got Sacred Route to Hell. We got Ace EC, if I'm saying that right. We have I like that name. We got Adida. What is up? We got Ronan. We got Soul Talk Studio. We got Cyborg Hacker. I'm trying to read the elite speak. We got Grim Actual, R2D, MJ Gonzalez, Forsaken, Ronan King, Miss Scroll, Saint Stephen. What is up, my friend? Hoy Manoy, Mary Ellen, Muhammad. Definitely not Chad. Anshid M. Hello, friend. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good as well, my friend. We got Natsuami, Sparvin, Abby Nash, Nox Lumens, Cody Richard, SKK Cyber, lots of people, Sparvin. I'm going to have to stop going through everybody's names with everyone jumping in chat. We got Andy P. We got Cyber Alaskan coming from out of all places, Alaska, hence the name. We got Gamer Guy working on the Google cybersecurity cert. Natsuumi, it's his first time from Canada, but native from India. Awesome. Well, hey, welcome to the party, pal. Super excited to have you hanging out here. 0x Ronan, Destros. We got SKK Cyber from the Philippines. Cody Richard is his first time as well. So Cody, welcome to the party. Super honored to have you taking the time to hang out with me tonight. We got Mr. Techno Boy, August, Agent. Wow. Let me scroll. Am I missing anyone? I think I've already said hi to most of these people. Devang, Raw, good to have you here. Hugo, explaining his name. We got Marco, Z-Byte. We got John Sanders, first time here. What is up, John? Welcome to the party as well. Good to have you here. 39 Natsu. People coming from South Africa. Dude, I cannot say your name. Kimagaksui. I don't know how to say it. We got Ticker. What's good? We have, let me see if I can pronounce this name. Hacks. Duh. Marco. Okay. Good to have all of you here. Usually I don't have 80 people right away in the stream. We generally get to that later on, but I'm guessing a lot of you are here for the SAL-1 giveaway. So it is good to have you hanging out for that. We're going to kick things off with that. We'll also keep my eye on the chat. Before we do that, though, how do I join the giveaway? All right. I'm going to give you one last chance to join the giveaway, all right? Let me grab the link real quick. Copy. I'm going to drop the link in chat. If you have not joined the giveaway, you can join now. But I am going to warn you. If you already joined the giveaway and you try to join twice, I will know about it, and I'm going to show your name on stream for everybody else to see. So I'm just warning you. Try to join twice and cheat. I will publicly shame you in just a few moments. So I suggest you don't do that. But okay, let me get some things set up real quick on my monitor. And also, do want to let you guys know my primary platform is YouTube, but you're welcome to watch on any platform that works best for you. Honestly, the live stream is the best quality over on Twitch. And if I go to here, this is my primary platform. So if you do not follow me on YouTube, I would appreciate a follow or a sub or whatever the frick they call it. You can see that YouTube, I have over 500 videos, mostly red team and pen testing, but also have some blue team career IT stuff on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see all of my content after the live streams, as well as the shorter videos that I make offline, you can find all of that for free on my YouTube channel. All right, looking at chat. All right, and also for the SAL-1, I shared this in my video that I made about it, but do just want to recap some of this stuff. Because, let me just pull up my own video that I made on the SAL-1. I don't want it to play, though. Don't play. All right, thank you, Tyler. So, when the SAL-1 first came out, some of you may have seen this. It was like an army of YouTubers that made videos the moment it released. And people were like, hey, how did you do that? And the way that works if you have a YouTube channel or a larger platform is these platforms will reach out to you and say, hey, we are coming out with this new learning path, this new certification. Can we sponsor a video on your channel? And generally these organizations will pay pretty good money to sponsor a video. But I said no. Those of you who follow me, you know that I don't do sponsored videos. It's against just my personal philosophy. If I make a video about a platform or a cert, it's by my own choice. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not getting any kickbacks for that. But there was a few people in the comments on this video saying, wow, Tyler's being sponsored, blah, blah. So I want to be very clear. I did not make any money, I guess, outside of like the YouTube money for 16,000 views, which is maybe $2. I did not make any money by making this video when I first gave the SAL-1 overview. Instead, what I asked TryHackMe is I said, look, I don't do sponsored videos, but how about instead of paying me, can you just give me 2 vouchers? I think I just said a few vouchers and they chose 2. I said, can I just have a few vouchers to give away to my community? That's all I really want as a way of giving back. And I've done giveaways for TCM. I've done giveaways for TryHackMe. I haven't done anything for Hack the Box yet. Hack the Box, y'all should talk to me so we can do some giveaways. But anyways, when it comes to the SAL-1, I think I covered most of this. There is a tracking link in the description. It's not an affiliate link, so some people are confused on that. I want to be very clear. If you buy the SAL-1 through this video, I don't know that you bought it, and I don't get any money as a result of it. So there's nothing there for me to try to lie to you about the certification. Also, there was some valid criticism, I think, where TryHackMe said other certs like the CDSA by Hack the Box and Blue Team Level 1 are not job ready. And I think that's valid criticism to say that. From TryHackMe's vantage point, I'm guessing they mean like they don't have a simulated SOC, but those certs are solid. I haven't done them personally, but I do know that they are solid certs and they really are job ready certs. So I do think that's valid criticism, and I should have noticed that more when I made that initial video and pointed that out. So just want to be clear as we're doing this, guys. This giveaway or this video right now is not sponsored by TryHackMe outside of them giving me the vouchers. They're not like looking over what I say. Everything I've said about this cert up to this point is my opinion, and I'm not getting paid for it. All right. Now, other YouTubers that you saw make videos right away, I'm quite certain all of them got paid because that's what TryHackMe offered me. I'm guessing I'm the only crazy YouTuber who says, no, don't pay me. I'll make a video for free. But is what it is. Let me go ahead and close this out. Go ahead and send me on YouTube. Make sure I'm not missing anything in chat. That's true. I did get my first sponsored video was my daughter and her Girl Scout cookies. Okay, there's lots in chat. I can't even keep up right now. Let's go ahead and get this. Oh, there's 123. Y'all are crazy. Good to have you guys hanging out. Let's see which platform's winning real quick. Just making you guys hang on. We got YouTube's killing it. We got 103 viewers on YouTube and 20 on Twitch. I can't see LinkedIn, so probably a little more than that, but good to have all of you here. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do the giveaway, and then I'll do some Q&A for a little bit, and we'll hang out. But let's get this giveaway going. First, I'm going to close the form. So if you did not get a chance to fill out the form, guess what? It is no longer accepting responses. You were too late. We had 993 people fill out the form. Step number 1, though, is we are going to see who cheated or tried to cheat. So we'll do mousepad users.text, and we'll just paste in everybody's Discord names. I obviously won't show your emails or anything, but you will see your Discord name if you want. I don't know why I have all this white space here, so let's go ahead and delete that. And there we have our users. I'm going to go ahead and save that. I can already see someone tried twice, so congratulations, whoever you are. You just got exposed on stream for trying to sign up for the giveaway twice. Now what we're going to do is I created a Python script, which you can get from my GitHub. So if you don't follow me on GitHub, you can. It's GitHub Tenebrae93. I'll go ahead and drop this in chat if you guys want to check out the random scripts and stuff I have on my GitHub. And why I put this in my offensive security repo, I have no idea, but I have my anti-cheater Python script right here. So let me go ahead and grab my anti-cheater Python script. You can see, well, I'll show you how it works. You can't do a giveaway as a hacker without, having a Python script involved with it. So we'll do nano anti-cheater.py. Paste this in, and now if we do python3 anti-cheater.py-h, you can see that this is a super elite Python script created by me that does the following. It removes duplicate names and outputs them to duplicates.txt, so you can see who may have tried to cheat the system, you dirty hackers, puts all the names that appear only once and unique names for a fair drawing. All right. Sorry, end sheet, I've been promoting this for 2 weeks. You are too late to be entered into the giveaway. I have closed the form. So let's go ahead and run this. We'll do Python 3, anti-cheater, and then I think it was, I don't remember my own script. Was it names? Yes. So we'll do names and we'll pass users to it. There we go. So we saved it to unique names and duplicate. So number one, let's see who duplicated themselves on the entry, either on purpose or on accident. So everyone look at, like how DEF CON has a wall of sheep. Here we have the wall of shame. These are their Discord names. If your Discord name is up here on accident, I apologize, but it's because you entered into the form more than once. I should actually have a ticker here, how many times I entered into the form. And because you entered into it more than once, your name has been removed from all the other names. So if you tried to sign up more than once and were stupid enough to use the same Discord name, you don't get to be in the drawing. Sucks to be you. All right, now what we're going to do is I always like my color pinwheel for my giveaways. People make fun of me for this, but that's okay. Let's pull up my wheel of colors right here, and we're going to add all the names in here. Now, I have 2 vouchers to give away. To be clear, though, like the way these vouchers work is I'll reach out to you. So you don't have to be attending the live stream to win the voucher, but if you win the voucher, I will DM you on Discord and send you an email to the email you put down on file, and I'm going to give you a week to respond to me to acknowledge that you received it. If you do not respond to me within a week, I'm going to do another drawing to choose another winner. So just know that if you win, please respond to my email within a week, and that'll be good. And then if you respond to it, basically, I don't have the vouchers myself. I'll just pass your information on to TryHackMe, and they will provide you with the SAL-1 vouchers. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, let me know. Now, I don't know if I can fit nearly 1,000 names in here, but we're going to give it a shot. Well, mousepad users.txt. Control C. This might just break this website. Well, backspace, and we're going to Control V. Oh, it actually worked. I think, anyways. It kind of looks a little bit broken. We'll see if this works. So I don't have a drum roll effect, but we'll give this a shot. Once again, 2 vouchers. The winner, number 1, is going to go to... We'll hit spin, and we'll see if it works. It's spinning. Who's going to win? All right, so Halpy? Oh, wait, did I did users.txt? Oh, no. Okay, so that's a good call. We're redoing the drawing. I apologize, Halpy, but I did it wrong. I chose the duplicate names, not the valid ones. So whoever Halpy was, he's probably pissed at me, but it's to be fair. I said I was going to use the unique names. I want to make sure I do it properly. So, sorry, Halpy. This is the price of doing this stuff live. We want to use unique names, though. Okay, we can probably delete what is your Discord username. You can't participate. You ran out of time. All right, now if Halpy wins again, I might as well just give him both vouchers. So Halpy, if you watch this, I apologize, but I want to be fair to everybody who signed up and use the correct the correct word list. Was he in chat? All right, at least Halpy isn't in the live stream like freaking upset. All right, here we go. Spin. You cannot participate, Kumarjeet. Time is up to participate. All right. Winner number one, the real winner number one is Find Me 5. All right. I'm going to go ahead and grab his name and we will close this out. We'll do mousepad winners.text. Go like that. All right. Our first winner is Find Me 5. So I have no idea if you are in chat, but I will reach out to you. I will DM you. If you do not get back to me within a week, I will be doing the drawing again. All right. Here's going to be winner number 2. The last winner. The moment you've all been waiting for. All 174 of you right now watching the stream. Here we go. Adida 902. If that is you, congratulations. If you did not win, I apologize. I'm going to go over here. We'll drop in the winners there, and I will reach out to the winners. Now, hey, before you guys all leave, since if you were just here for the giveaway and you were like, hey, how come I wasn't part of the giveaway? You weren't part of the giveaway because you aren't part of the coolest Discord around. This was for the Hack Smarter community. You had to be part of the Discord to be eligible for the giveaway. So if you go to hacksmarter.org, you can see our sweet terminal here. And this is an invite link to our Discord. So let me go ahead and drop this in the chat. And we will do that. If you aren't part of the Hack Smarter giveaway, come join. If you did not win the giveaway, I apologize. One cool thing that TryHackMe did recently that wasn't a thing when I first heard about this cert is if you have the Blue Team Level 1 cert or the CYSA Plus cert, they will give you a voucher for free as long as you agree to take the exam before the end of March, I think is what the deal was. You can find the information over on their TryHackMe LinkedIn page. I also posted about it as an announcement on the Discord. But hey, y'all, congratulations for those who won. I wish I had 993 vouchers to give away to every single one of you, but I did not. So I apologize for that. But congrats to the winners. I will just say, guys, there's a chance you might still win. If those winners do not get back to me within a week, I will be doing another drawing and we'll be choosing a new winner or a new 2 winners if they don't get back to me. But okay, I don't plan on streaming for a super long time tonight. I want to showcase 2 things that I have been working on. But I'll also do Q&A first. So guys, before you all leave because you didn't win, if you have any questions about pen testing or about certs or about cybersecurity or about careers, I'll take a little bit of time and do some Q&A. So ask your questions in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. I know some people asked questions before, but I'm not going to scroll up and try to find those. Natsumi said, wait, Tyler, can I ask, how did you do that? Like, did you use JavaScript Bash or something, Cat Discord, that's cool? This is literally just HTML and JavaScript. Yeah. I just made it look like a terminal. And I actually have a bug here, so it's a challenge if you want to do it. My website here is technically vulnerable to cross-site scripting. It's self-cross-site scripting, so you can't actually target any other users, and there's no sessions or login functionality, so it's very limited on what you can do. But this is vulnerable to cross-site scripting. So if you want something to do for fun, see if you can find how you can exploit my website to get it to execute JavaScript via cross-site scripting, and DM me on Discord and let me know that you were able to do it. But yeah, if we can cat out like streaming.txt, you can see the YouTube and Twitch. If we cat out info.txt, you can see more information about our community. If we cat out community resources, these are people in our community who are creating content. And if you click on any of these links, it will direct to their page and their website, right? We can clear, we can do who am I? You can see that we're www data, but yeah, not a real terminal, literally just HTML and JavaScript. Hosted in an S3 bucket, just a static website, not much functionality. All right, Theorem said, I just installed Kali. How can I have the same display manager as yours? Is it LightDM, SDDM? Whatever is in the default Kali, that's what I use. I haven't changed anything in my default Kali config as far as display manager and such goes. A said, hey, Tyler, what do you think about a job in sales for cybersecurity solutions? What should I study to be ready for it? And thanks. So I'm probably not the best person to answer that question because I have never worked in sales for cybersecurity, and it all depends on kind of what the company is that you're working for. So for example, where I work, we do pen testing and we have a salesperson we just hired recently, an account manager. But what's different about them is they don't have to do any outbound sales. So they're not making phone calls. They're not doing cold emails. Our name, our reputation is well known. So we actually get more clients than we're able to even do pen tests for. So it's all just inbound sales. So for that person, it's about having some technical ability to understand pen testing, but also just having incredible customer service skills, understanding money and budget and all those things. As far as training or what to study to be ready for it, I would say anything around project management. Although in sales, you're not technically a project manager, you're managing the entire sales process often from beginning to end. So if you can study some basic cybersecurity stuff, I'm thinking A+, Network Plus, Security Plus through CompTIA, and then do some project management studying, that would be what I would recommend for a sales position in cybersecurity. How's the SAL-1 HR clout? I don't think it has much clout yet. And that's the one thing that was a little bit, I don't know if misleading is the right word, about the advertisement. It was like, hey, this is recognized, or this is an industry certificate or recognized by the industry. I mean, the reality is no new cert is recognized by the industry the moment that it releases. That being said, because TryHackMe has such a well-known name, and this being their first certification, I do think it will get well-known by the industry. It's just not there yet. Role of AI in cybersecurity. I think it's the same role for many other things. It's a tool that you can use in some incredible ways to help you with scripting and coding and thought process and thinking like that, but it's not going to replace real cybersecurity analysts or pen testers, at least in my opinion. Oh, also, it's going to be fun to hack. I just finished doing an official LLM pen test, customized for LLMs or AI models. So I now do LLM and AI pen testing. So that's cool. Angry said, how I got carrier on bug bounty or pen test. Is that team or solo? I don't know if I understand your question. How I got carrier? How do you get started? I'm sorry, Henry. I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Harja said, is it possible to land a junior security analyst role as a first job? What certifications and resources would best prepare me with hands-on experience similar to TryHackMe Labs? A junior security analyst role. Well, you already mentioned the TryHackMe Labs, but I would recommend those. Going through the SOC 1, SOC 2, and Security Engineer paths. I believe those are the names of the three on TryHackMe that will help prepare you for that role. Additionally, Hack the Box Academy has an incredible path for SOC analysts, and it culminates in their CDSA certification, and everything by Hack the Box Academy is top tier. If you have a .edu email, I believe you can still get a subscription that covers all of the pen test path, the bug bounty path, and that SOC or blue team path for around $8 a month. So Hack the Box Academy would be another place for hands-on labs that I think you will find really useful. How AI create an impact in pen testing, I already kind of answered that. For cybersecurity, how knowledgeable should someone be in a different programming language? So first, cybersecurity is a massive field. GRC can be cybersecurity and pen testing can be cybersecurity. Although we're both under the same umbrella, you need radically different kind of technical chops for each of those roles. For a role in pen testing, which is where I'm at, you need to be knowledgeable in programming fundamentals, being able to read code. Like if I pull up a Perl script, I can't write in Perl, but because I know enough about programming and scripting, I'd be able to tell you what the script is doing. Now, as far as being able to program, you don't have to be a programmer to be a pen tester in cybersecurity. It's helpful if you can do some very basic scripting with Bash and Python, but to be honest with you, with the advent of ChatGPT and CodePilot and things like that, as long as you know how to read code and you can troubleshoot and you can make some minor fixes, you can get pretty far and make some cool tools without being an elite programmer or scripter. Wow, on an S3, how much is that costing you a month? $5 a month. What would you say is the most difficult part of your job day to day? That's a good question. I have to think about that for a moment. What's the most difficult part of my job day to day? I would say the most difficult part is also the part I actually enjoy, and that's that it's not the same any week or any day. I do all kinds of pen tests, right? So I do web apps and APIs. I do mobile apps, Android and iOS. I do internal networks, external networks. I do cloud, Azure, AWS, GCP, and I do LLMs. I do social engineering. And what that means is I am not an expert at any of them, but I know enough about each one of them that I can kind of stumble my way around and find vulnerabilities. But because I do so many different assessment types, I almost have to relearn some of them depending on what engagement I have coming up. So depending on what firm you work at, you might be able to specialize in one of those. Like you might only do web apps, which some people enjoy. And so the difficult part of my job is I do all kinds of assessments, but that's also the part of my job that I thoroughly enjoy because I like hopping around and learning from different subjects and different things. Harja said, I'm planning to do Net Plus. Is it of any relevance to the junior security analyst role? Yeah. So as far as certs go, I honestly think the CompTIA trifecta is a good place to begin. And what I mean by the CompTIA trifecta is the A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus. I think those three certs will give you a really good foundation, but they also look really good on a resume. Now, I know they're not like hands-on like the SAL-1, but they're really recognized. A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus. So if you can get those three certs, the CompTIA trifecta, I think it will help you a lot to at least get into that interview portion of whatever job you're applying for. Am I going to do some VulnLab? No VulnLab tonight. My plan for tonight, Zero Cool, is I'm going to showcase two things that I've been working on. One is I have created a new CloudGoat scenario. It's not fully published yet, but I'll give you guys a sneak preview. And I've created a new module for Pacu, like a fully new module for Pacu that I've spent a lot of time working on. Also not fully published yet. It's pending as a pull request, but thought I would give you guys a sneak peek of those two things. I don't plan on streaming for a long time tonight. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. Lots of questions. Hey, Tyler, for someone trying to eventually become a pen tester, do you think starting on blue team is a solid path, or do you advise something else? Yes, it's a lot easier to become a blue teamer than a pen tester or a red teamer, and that's what I was before I moved over to the pen testing side. So absolutely, you get exposure to a lot of tools. You might be able to do some purple teaming in that role, but yeah, I think that's a good idea. To become a pen tester, how do you deal with how much of a topic, i.e. a Linux web database, to learn before moving to the next one? It just depends what I'm working on. I mean, you guys will see me doing that even on my live streams. If I'm going through a machine, I might spend a lot of time learning about MySQL because I need to set up a MySQL database. It's the same in the real world. My engagement that I'm on determines how much I'm going to learn of a topic, and then these things slowly build on top of each other as you learn and grow more in the field. So I want to pursue my career in digital forensics and features since it's not beginner-friendly career. So what should you recommend focus on? Pen testing or blue team, since it requires both of the parts to retrieve analysis as well as attack vector knowledge. For digital forensics, I think I would recommend blue team mostly. That being said, I don't work in forensics. Might be a bad answer. Quantum computing and cybersecurity, I haven't read much about that, so I don't have any thoughts. All right, we'll answer a few more. Quick Belly Bird said, hey, I got a job offer to join the security analyst role. First, congratulations. Do you have any suggestions on how to negotiate the offer? I have 10 years of IT support experience. It depends what they're offering you. It's hard to say how to negotiate without knowing what salary and benefits they're offering you. A few pieces of advice is always ask for more. The worst they can say is no, and they're not going to rescind their job offer because you asked for a bigger salary or more benefits. If they do rescind it as a result, that's not a place you wanted to work at in the first place. Now, some organizations may not be able to give you more salary, but you might be able to get more PTO or vacation time. So maybe, hey, they can't give you a 10,000 boost to your yearly salary, but they can give you an extra, 8 days of PTO. So just keep those kinds of negotiation things in mind. But what I will say is always, 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 always do a counter offer. The worst they can say is no. Harjot, I didn't see your question. Re-ask your question. In terms of difficulty, what cert is more difficult, CPTS or the bug bounty and hack the box and compared to OICP? CPTS by far. Hey Tyler, is it recommended to master Bash scripting first or Python scripting for pen testing? I'm trying to master one before going to the other programming language. You don't need to master either of them, just know the basics. I don't have either of them even close to mastered. Oh, FedEx recommends Jason Haddis's Attacking AI class. That's good to know. Hack the Box just came out with the new Learning Path AI Red Teamer that I think is free right now, so check that out. What to do if you are absolute beginner? Start with TryHackMe and go through the TryHackMe Learning Path, starting with Cybersecurity 101. AI pen testing, what was that like? It was fun. I mean, this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion. I know it's going to be an unpopular opinion. I use AI all the time. All right, I use ChatGPT all the time to troubleshoot, to help me come up with tools, to help me think through things, to just answer questions, to have another brain, for lack of a term, to bounce ideas off of. That being said, I think, gosh, I don't know how to say this right, because I don't think it's overrated. But I think there's an unhealthy obsession maybe with AI, even AI pen testing. Like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't know. I need to think through my thoughts there better before I can give a good answer, because I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But I think it's overrated in some ways. I don't know. Even like the use of AI, I've been trying not to use it so much when I'm learning. I noticed before AI was a thing, that's when I got the OSCP. There was no ChatGPT or anything like that. And the process of me solving machines, having to Google, having to read documentation and finding my answers that way allowed the learning to stick a lot better than saying, hey, ChatGPT, I have this software, I found this, what things should I check? And it gives me a list of 10 things to check that help me solve the machine. Yes, it solves it, but I feel like it's not cementing the learning in my mind as well. And I found myself growing dumber, for lack of a better term, by being overly reliant on it. So I don't know if that makes sense. I have to enter in cybersecurity. What should I do? I have a planned SAL-1 cert and CompTIA Security Plus. Is it a good choice or not? Should I go for institution, which costs higher? Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Security Plus and SAL-1 sounds good. If you can afford a degree through like WGU, that's where I went, Western Governors University. It's competency-based education. You can grant a degree. Having a degree helps you get through that HR filter. Is CEH a valuable cert? No, unless you live in a country where it's valuable. I answer that question, Netrunner. Oh, I mean the career for a pen tester, bug bounty. Do you do it self or with a team? I'm on a pen testing team, so I do it on a team. I don't do bug bounty. I feel like it's freaking scammy most of the time. What AI training did I do? No, I didn't do Haddix's course. As far as AI training, I went through some Portswigger stuff and just read the documentation from OWASP. What is your position on Let's Defend? Never used it. Can't speak on it. I like your website. How can I create one similar? Go to right click and page source. This is literally everything, all the source for the website. Actually, we'd have to go back out if you go back to Hack Smarter, I think. Will this work? Yeah, I think you can copy this fully. It's all right here. Just copy it and make it your own. Currently working on EJPT. What advice do you have me to do next? Get the OSCP. I don't like OffSec, but the OSCP is still the gold standard for pen testing. What are your thoughts on specializing in some areas of doing different pen tests? I kind of already answered that, so you can watch the beginning of the stream. We need money to get cert, sadly. I know it sucks. As a continuation of your day-to-day, do you just pen test internal systems only? No, so I answered this, but you guys may not have been here. I do all kinds of pen tests. I do web apps, APIs, cloud, mobile apps, Android and iOS. I do internal and external networks. I do social engineering. I do LLM stuff. I literally do a little bit of everything. I already answered your question and sheet as well. Which box in TryHackMe would you recommend to a beginner? The first thing that comes to mind is Root Me. I think that's a good beginner level 1. So Root Me over on TryHackMe. Hey, appreciate that 2 ARs. Those are kind words. Who won the giveaway? Find Me 5 and Adita 902 won the giveaway. Wow, this is a lot of questions. All right, I'm going to answer a few more, then I'm going to stop answering questions. Hey, Tyler, in yours, does ICS pen testing come across? I don't do any ICS pen testing. How much do you think CTFs help with actual pen testing? The CTFs that are well designed to be realistic help a lot. The CTFs that require you to do some crazy freaking crypto decrypting some string you found in a steganography image do not help. Any suggestions of courses on TryHackMe for someone looking to move into a threat hunter position? Yes. Once again, the SOC 1 and SOC 2 path, specifically on the SOC 2 path, I believe they have a whole module on threat hunting with multiple rooms. So check that out. Thank you guys for the kind words. Most underrated web app pen test tool? Just looking at the web app. I kid you not. Just learning how to look at a web app and identify the things that might be vulnerable, which just comes with experience. But it's not a tool. It's a thought process and thinking through a thing that's more important than a tool. Is Python a day 1 skill? The entry-level cybersecurity analysts need to know. Nope, it is not a day 1 skill. I bounce ideas with AI, but never let them replace me. Yes. So, Fibonacci, if I'm saying that correct, I don't mean to self-promote, but I'm going to. I created a completely free course that I think will help you with those easier TryHackMe machines and give you a solid methodology. So if you haven't done my course, check it out. I just dropped a link to it, but the course is completely free. Okay, let me scroll up. What up, Utility Lab? Good to have you here, my friend. Scamming, can you expand on that in regard to bug bounty? I can, okay? It's not, I shouldn't use the word scamming because bug bounty is legit. From my perspective, guys, is I get paid to do pen testing for my day job, right? Like I do that during the day and I get paid regardless. If I do a bug bounty program, that means I could spend, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours or more looking at a program, finding bugs, submitting them, only to have them be duplicates or invalid in whatever system they use, which means it's quite literally a waste of my time. Now, if I did not do pen tests for a living, that's where bug bounty would make more sense to, get the experience. But for someone who does pen testing for a living and I get paid hourly for, well, I'm not hourly, I have a salary, but I get paid for doing it regardless. Me volunteering my time for organizations only to have to be like, hey, someone else reported this bug. It's a waste of my time. I'm not going to do it. I'm not helping them for free. Just scrolling through. Hi, I'm at the very beginning of learning cybersecurity. I finished my Google cert and plan on doing the Security Plus, but all feels very overwhelming and it's felt like so much information, so I'm feeling pretty discouraged. Any words of wisdom that might help would be appreciated. Yes. A few things that come to mind. Number one, do not find your identity in your career or your current learning path. That's something all of us struggle with. But we often measure ourselves based on our output. We measure ourselves based on our title. We measure ourselves based on our salary. And we measure ourselves based on our search or whatever learning path we have accomplished. That is absolutely a terrible idea. Life is much more important about who you're becoming and less about what you are doing. So if you have a partner, if you have kids, friends, whatever it is, make sure you're prioritizing them over your studies. And when you're feeling burnt out, when you're feeling exhausted, which it sounds like you are now, it's okay to take a break, right? Like, you don't have to grind through and accelerate. You can go slow. Focus on slowing down and learning and trying to enjoy the process. And finally, join a community. I've already shared the Hack Smarter Discord, but if you're not part of a community like Hack Smarter, join one. We do weekly meetings. We have a whole community built around you to help encourage you so you know that you aren't the only one struggling, trying to learn and figure these things out. What's your opinion on CTF from Hack the Box, and why are you not doing the walkthrough? What walkthrough? I do Hack the Box all the time. You shut your mouth, OP Kevin. Oh, man. Want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Yeah, correct, Fibonacci. It's all about muscle memory. You just keep working through it. And I think if I remember your question is about looking at walkthroughs, if you ever watch me on live stream, I still look at walkthroughs all the time, even for easy machines. You don't lose because you looked at a walkthrough. You only lose if you don't learn something and document it when you look at the walkthrough. I'm scrolling. Did I make it to the bottom? I made it to the bottom of all the questions. Hoy Manoy Aswan. This is a good question, though. Would you say things just continue to get harder over time? Is there a point where things just start to click? I don't know. I'm trying to think back to when I first started. Like, things... I wouldn't say things are easier, but you begin to learn things better, right? So when I'll give you an example. I knew AWS pen testing. So when I tried to learn Azure and GCP, although it was completely new, it was easier for me to learn because I already understood cloud pen testing as a whole. It's kind of like when you learn a new language. If you learn French, it'll be easier for you to learn Spanish because you've already learned one extra language outside of your primary language. So I wouldn't say it gets easier at all, but there is a point where things begin to click a little bit and you begin to connect the dots on some of the topics you at least know some of. Now, if you drop me into something brand new, like trying to learn assembly language or something, then it'll be very hard. I did not do any pen testing internships. Nope. Yeah, I like Notion for documentation. All right, guys. Let me get a drink. So, I don't know, good news or bad news. It depends on who you are as a person. But guys, I'm going to be releasing less content over the next 40 days or so. Actually, you know what? I want to record this for YouTube. Let me record this as a standalone video for YouTube, and then I'll explain what I'm talking about. How many more questions do you think you can answer? I'll keep going, but I'm going to record a standalone video for YouTube while streaming. You guys get to be part of the audience, so congratulations. I am going to turn off the chat on the screen because I never know what troll is going to come through, and I don't want to have to edit the video. All right, so welcome to the live audience. Let me hit record real quick. Hey everyone, Tyler here. I just wanted to let you know that for the next 40 days or so, I'm going to be creating less content and doing less live streams. I'm probably not going to cut it out completely, but for those of you who might be religious, especially if you're part of the Christian faith, you know that we're in the season of Lent. Now, the purpose of this channel is not to preach at you or to push religion on you in any way, shape, or form, but do want to explain the fact that you're going to see less content by me. Now, I know a lot of my friends are Muslim, and you have a tradition of Ramadan, which is a season of fasting and prayer and kind of looking over your life. Well, that's what Lent is for those who observe it in the Christian faith. It's 40 days leading up to Easter. Today is Wednesday, March 5th, making sure I have the right date when I'm recording this and when I'm live on stream right now. And this is what's called Ash Wednesday, and it kicks off the Lenten season. Now, for Christians, this is a time of self-reflection, a time of repentance, a time of looking over one's life and really asking the question, what really matters in this moment? What things should I truly pursue? What things about my life are unhealthy that I need to grow in? What kind of fasting can I do in this season? And for me, not that content or live streaming is something I dislike, but it takes a lot of time. Even on the days that you guys don't see me live streaming, I'm often creating content offline, making offline videos, looking through labs, trying to work through labs so I can figure out what I want to talk about. And this is all in addition to me working your standard 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. job and having a wife and 2 young kids. So I want to take the next 40 days to really focus on the things that matter the most to me. And those things in really this order are my faith. I am a Christian. That means more to me than any of the silly cybersecurity stuff and career stuff. If you're not, which I know most of you aren't, that's totally fine. I'm not going to try to push my religion on you, but that's super important to me is my faith. Number 2 is my family. Start coughing. I want to be able to be present to my wife and my kids better. And I'm going to focus on that during the Lenten season. And third is my health. I have a pretty decent exercise regimen where I do boxing on an almost daily basis and get some good cardio in, but want to make sure I prioritize that for my own personal health. So once again, you're seeing this video on my YouTube channel to let you know that I'm going to be kind of AFK for the next 40 days. I will likely jump on stream occasionally. I'll likely come out with videos occasionally, but it's not going to be as often as I've been doing now, coming out with videos, I think like 2 to 3 videos every single week. So I ask for your patience over the next 40 days as I just focus on my own personal health, my own personal faith, in my own personal life. And hey, even if you are not a Christian or religious at all, do the same thing. Ask yourself the question, what are the things that truly matter in my life that I need to focus on? What are priorities that have kind of fallen by the wayside in your pursuit of career or success or salary? And evaluate yourself and think about some changes you can make to your own life over the next 40 days to bring yourself to a healthier place. So hey, let me know in the comments what you think of this. If you don't like it, well, I apologize. I'm going to do it anyways, but would love to hear from you if you observe anything like that, even if you're not religious, what your thoughts on all of that is. So hey, thank you for being part of my channel. Thank you for being part of this whole Hack Smarter movement. I truly treasure that you are part of this. So hey, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Boom. I winged that. I had literally nothing planned for that, guy. So that was me winging that entire thing. Let me see who is complaining in chat that I mentioned religion. Let me scroll up and find out. No one, I don't think. All right, cool. No one complained. Beautiful. All right, guys. Here's what I want to do. I don't think I have time to go through an entire machine. I don't plan on doing that, but I want to showcase some cool things that I've been working on, if I may. This will be a live stream exclusive. I don't think I'm going to make a standalone video for this yet because it's not fully released. Let me close out a few of these things. Now, I need to introduce you guys to some technology you may not have heard about. By a show of hands over in chat, how many of you guys have heard of CloudGoat? Let me know, so I kind of have a feel for the audience. Let me drop a link here. Yo, what up, Hacksha Goblin? I was just in your stream the other day. Good to have you here. I can't speak in the Goblin voice, though. All right. At least one person said yes. One person said never. Hoymanoi said ... I don't know what that means. So what CloudGoat is, it's Rhino Security Labs' vulnerable by design AWS deployment tool. Now, this stream, guys, has nothing to do with Rhino. Although I work at Rhino, I try to be very clear that my content, my live streams are completely separate from Rhino Security Labs. Okay, so anything I say on stream, anything I do on stream is not representative of Rhino. I am not an official spokesperson for them. When I stream, it is on my own time, not on Rhino time. That being said, I love Rhino, and one of the tools I help maintain for Rhino is CloudGoat. Now, what CloudGoat is if you want to learn how to do AWS pen testing, CloudGoat allows you to spin up essentially capture the flag scenarios in your own AWS environment so you can learn AWS pen testing for free. Now, it takes a little bit of setup because you have to set up an AWS account and you have to set up CloudGoat, but guess what? I did an entire workshop walking people through how to do this. So let me drop the link here. If you want to get into AWS pen testing and you want to do it completely free, you can do it with CloudGoat. If we go over to YouTube, Rhino Security Labs, believe it or not, has a YouTube channel. I think there's only one video by me. Let me go over to Rhino's. Yep, there's only one video, and it is by me. But this is an entire recording of a live workshop I did that will walk you through everything from beginning to end with CloudGoat. I walk you through how to set up an AWS account and how to configure CloudGoat. So I'm not going to do that right now on stream because it would take the entire stream, but I did do this entire workshop. So check out that workshop and you can learn how to do that. Specifically, it's how to create a free tier AWS account, how to create an IAM user, how to generate access keys, how to get things ready on Kali Linux, how to install CloudGoat, and how to launch the first scenario. All right. So all things that are covered on this. I have created, well, one CloudGoat scenario before. So if you go down here in CloudGoat, you can see SNS Secrets is created by yours truly. Now, the cool thing about CloudGoat, even if you're new to AWS, is all of them have walkthroughs. Not all the walkthroughs are well done. I'm working on kind of revamping those. But for example, my SNS Secrets room has a TryHackMe room you can actually do right alongside of it, and a video walkthrough over on my YouTube channel, and a detailed cheat sheet that will literally guide you through every single step and explain what you are doing. So I today actually finished a new CloudGoat scenario that's going to go alongside a new Pacu module that I'm developing. I'll show you guys Pacu in just a moment. But you can see right here, we have a new scenario, Beanstalk Secrets by me. This PR has a new CloudGoat scenario called Beanstalk Secrets. The scenario simulates a real-world AWS misconfiguration in Elastic Beanstalk that I've seen while pen testing. I was on an AWS pen test recently, and this entire scenario is designed around an actual pen test that I did in an AWS environment. It's designed to showcase a new Pacu module that I also created, and I'll show this to you guys as well. So we have this Pacu module called Beanstalk and Noom. Now you're like, what the heck is Pacu? So let me show you Pacu real quick. So Pacu is also developed by Rhino Security Labs, and I help maintain it. But Pacu is sort of like Metasploit, but for AWS. It's an open source AWS exploitation framework tool designed for offensive security testing against cloud environments. Right now, just AWS. It'd be cool if we could expand it into like GCP and Azure and all of that good stuff. But that's what Pacu is, and it's a pretty well-known tool if you just Google it, but it's created by the firm that I work for, and I created an entire module for it on this right here. If you look at the code, it's quite a bit. Like here is the actual module. I don't know how many lines of Python it ended up being. Looks at a little over 400 lines of Python for the module itself. Made some other updates to Pacu as well. So this is exclusive first looks because none of this is actually, I guess, released. I mean, it's pull request, so it's public, but it's not released. But I thought, hey, I can showcase to you guys, show you a Pacu or a CloudGoat scenario I made, show you a Pacu module that I'm working on, and would love to get your guys' feedback on things that you might think are missing or things that are confusing. So I figured let's do that. If we... I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a moment. I think the best way to do this, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I don't even have CloudGoat, I think, set up. Let's set up CloudGoat first. Here, one second. Getting some things authenticated on my end. And then I'll be back to chat. I can't see chat right now, but I'll be there. All right. Is Rhino Security Lab security research company? Is your job to research? We're a pen testing company. but we do security research. So this is Rhino. This is where I work. But we're a pen test company. We do security research, though. So, like, if we just go to, like, Rhino Security Labs, CVEs, these are all CVEs that we have discovered and disclosed. So you can see just in the past year, a bunch of them. So we do a lot of security research as a way of giving back to the community. But okay, let me go ahead and set up CloudGoat, because like I said, I don't even have CloudGoat configured myself. So we'll go ahead and give this a shot, I think. If I check out this. I could just clone mine real quick, I think. So if you want to follow along, you can go to my CloudGoat fork right here. And this will have the new scenario in it. I'm going to go ahead and grab this code. We can close this out for now. CD to home, make a directory for CloudGoat. CD to CloudGoat. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller too. And this is my first time showcasing this on stream, guys, so this might go horrible. I'm not entirely sure, and there's a lot of things I can't show you guys because it will expose my AWS account. So I don't actually know how this is going to work. Usually when I do a CloudGoat scenario, I'll do the walkthrough offline, and so I can delete everything. So hang with me while I figure out the best way to show this off without getting myself hacked. We're going to first git clone CloudGoat. If you want to follow along, you can. We'll cd into CloudGoat now. ls, we're going to set up a Python virtual environment for CloudGoat. So we'll do Python 3-m virtual environment, my environment, like so. Then we'll do source, my environment, activate, or bin, maybe activate, like so. And now we are in a virtual environment. And we'll do, I just saw Joseph's comment. We'll do pip3 install-r requirements.txt. And we'll get the requirements installed. All right, and now we will go ahead and do, I think it's, let's see. Oh, I need to install Terraform. That's cool. There's a special way to install Terraform properly. I think there's a binary that we can install that works well for me. Like I said, guys, I didn't have any of this set up on my computer, so this might fail terribly, but hey, we'll at least hang out and play around for a little bit. Let me go ahead and get the Terraform package right here. Binary download, let's download.binary. And I'm just going to CP it from downloads. Oh, maybe I should specify an output directory, ls. We'll unzip Terraform. All right. And now if I run Terraform, does it work? Maybe if I make it executable. Nope, not like that. What? Did I download the wrong kind? What did I downloaded the binary from Mac OS. Okay. Don't download the binary from Mac OS because it's not going to work on Linux. I am a genius. We'll go ahead and remove Terraform, and we'll remove terraform.zip. Okay. And we'll try this again, ladies and gentlemen. The Linux one, huh? That would make sense, wouldn't it? Whatever. The license. All right, now I bet it will run, and it does. Beautiful. If we echo out our path, we can see we'll just save it at user local bin, wherever that is at, right there. So we'll do sudo move terraform to user local bin. Type in my password. Okay, cd to CloudGoat, Python 3, CloudGoat.py-h. There we go. Now, if that was very confusing, once again, watch the workshop that I posted earlier. I go through that a lot slower, not just me like rushing through it and troubleshooting it. Now, the first thing that we need to do is whitelist our IP, because if we're going to create public vulnerable resources, we don't want anyone on the internet to hit them. So here on CloudGoat, we'll do Python 3, CloudGoat.py, config, whitelist, auto like so. I'll stop sharing my screen while I do that. Hit Y. And there we go. I whitelisted my IP. And now, after whitelisting my IP, we have to set up our AWS profile. So here's another thing I can't actually show on stream, but I'll show you guys how to do this yourself. I'm just going to remove my current credentials for all these other services. And once you do this initial setup, you don't have to do it all the time and do it again. I'll show you guys the process for doing what I'm going to do. All right, we're going to go to AWS Console Login. And we'll go ahead and go to the console. Now, one big thing for those of you who want to do CloudGoat is you want to make sure you don't do it in any type of production account. So I have an AWS account only for CloudGoat. Like, it's a full sandbox account. It doesn't matter if anything breaks. It doesn't even matter if it gets hacked. Like, it's a full sandbox account. Don't do CloudGoat in any account that actually has data and information in it. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen just while I log in. I have to check the password in my password manager too, because I don't know what it is. Hence, a password manager. Get this pulled up. AWS. There it is. Now I have to do MFA, and then I'll go back to sharing my screen. All right, here is my Sandbox AWS account. Costs $0. So the first thing you need to do in order to set up AWS is, or not AWS, CloudGoat, is we need a command line interface credentials for a user. That means an access key and a secret. Here in my CloudGoat account, we can go over to users, and I have a user named CloudGoat, which is for, as it sounds, CloudGoat. We're going to go over here to security credentials, and we need to generate one, which it looks like I've already have some. We'll delete this one. You can only have 2 of them, so we're going to go ahead and delete that. We'll deactivate it and delete it. All right, that is good. We will create an access key. Command line interface. Ignore the warning. Hit next. We'll say YouTube. Right? Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen because it's going to show me the access keys and you don't need to see them. And I'm going to go ahead and configure my profile with those with AWS. All right, now if we do AWS STS, get caller identity, this is like the AWS equivalent of who am I. This will make sure our credentials actually work. And you can see I'm authenticated on the AWS command line interface as my CloudGoat user in my Sandbox AWS account. So far, so good. Now here in CloudGoat, if we do Python 3 CloudGoat.py, I don't remember the command. I think it is config profile. So we'll do config profile. We'll create one. It's the default one. All right. So everything I just did, that workshop I created, will walk you through it much, much slower. Once you do it once, you don't have to do it again. But we now have CloudGoat set up. Why did you name it as Go? That's what they call all the vulnerable things. You have like Azure Goat, CloudGoat. I don't actually know the reasoning behind that, though. Somebody in the chat probably does. All right, now we're going to launch our scenario, the one I created that I have barely tested, so it might break, it might not work at all. But let's go ahead and give it a shot. We'll do Python 3 CloudGoat.py create, and I think I called it Beanstalk Secrets. Boom. And we'll let that do its thing. In the meantime, we can go ahead and get Pacu set up. close out all of these extra tabs real quick. Pacu is really cool. I think you guys will like it. Even if you don't know AWS, you'll see how cool it is. What up, unknown person? Would this be equivalent to gcloud auth login? Exactly. That's what it's equivalent to, Purizer. Exactly correct. So I think the best way to pull down this, I go here, open up a new tab. We'll call this one Pacu. We'll do it in our CloudGoat one. Now I already have Pacu installed, but we have to do it differently. Okay, so I think if I do like git I think it was 469. All right, cool. I think it was 469. I should have checked that. Let's go to pull requests. Yeah, 469. To switch over to that branch, and I'll do git checkout. I think I did that right. Yep, there it is. Beanstalk and Noom. Beautiful. So I did do that right. So once again, this is not included yet in the official version of Pacu. This is my pull request of a Pacu module that I am currently developing that I want to showcase to you guys. Is it free to create the CloudGoat? Yes. Why 469? It's just the pull request. When you open a pull request, it goes by numbers. I did not choose the number 469 for my pull request to Pacu. All right, I need to stop sharing my screen. Okay, it's not done yet. Well, actually, you know what? I don't. If you guys want to try and authenticate to my AWS account with these credentials, just go ahead and do it. It is what it is. But what's going to happen, the way CloudGoat works is it uses Terraform to create everything. So it's all infrastructure as code. I could actually show you this, what a CloudGoat scenario looks like that might be interesting. If we do code, I'll show this to you while we wait. So if I go to scenarios here, here's the Beanstalk Secrets one. This is really small too. And we'll go like that. So if you don't know Terraform, it's kind of like coding in order to build infrastructure. So you can see I have different .tf files, which are Terraform files, and this is what creates everything in your AWS account. It auto-magically does it for you when you run it, but I had to put all of this together so that it would work and output everything that needs to be outputted and all that fun stuff. But the beautiful thing about Terraform is once you're done doing it, you run the destroy command, and it will then tear down every single resource in your AWS account so you don't get charged. It'll create it, it will tear it down, it won't cost you anything. Make sense? Makes sense. All right, there we go. So once your environment is done, it will output some low-level credentials, which is very similar to a pen test. When you do an AWS pen test, you often begin with an assumed breach scenario where you receive credentials. Now, in AWS, credentials look like an access key and a secret. You can think about that like a username and a password. The access key itself isn't super sensitive, but the secret key is quite sensitive because with these two values, you can authenticate to an AWS account. So let's go ahead and set up a profile with this information. We'll do AWS configure, we'll call it profile, and we can just call it CloudGoat for our profile. We'll pass in our access key ID. We'll pass in our secret access key. Default region, US East 1 is a good one to use, and JSON for the output format. Now, if we do AWS STS get caller identity, pass it the profile CloudGoat that we just set up, it should authenticate. So we have authenticated to the AWS environment with our starting user. But when you're doing AWS pen testing, just like anything else, your question should be, what permissions do I have in this environment? I'm going to rename this to CloudGoat. Now, to discover permissions in your environment, you can do it manually with a bunch of different AWS commands, but I created this account I know that this account doesn't have permissions to actually check what permissions it has. You have to actually brute force via different API calls to figure out what permissions you might have access to. Now, you probably don't want to do that manually, but it is built into Pacu. So let me go over here to Pacu, and I'm going to create another Python virtual environment. We'll call it Pacu. Now we'll source Pacu bin activate, and now we'll do pip3 install-r requirements.txt to get this requirements installed. Does your VM have GPU pass-through? It does not. At least I'm pretty sure I don't have that enabled. Oh, what up, Joe Hudson? Good to have you here, my friend. Surprised Terraform has lasted this long. I agree. Okay, hopefully that installed everything correct for us. Now, generally when you install Pacu, you can just do like pip3 install Pacu, but because they're not working with an official release, but rather my random pull request where I'm developing this Pacu module, we have to do it this more roundabout way. But now once we do that, we should be able to run the CLI.py, and you can see we have Pacu running, and it's asking us for our session. You can see these are previous labs that I've done on stream, but we're going to do a new session, so I'm going to enter in 0. Now, for this session, we can just name this CloudGoat. And now, if we look through here, here are some of the commands that we can run. But before we can do any type of enumeration, we want to import the keys or the profile we just set up. So remember, once we got the credentials, we created a profile called CloudGoat. So those are the keys that we want to import. So we'll do import keys CloudGoat. All right, we have imported our keys. Now, if you want to search for different functions that CloudGoat has, you just type search and then whatever you're looking for. Now, in AWS, users are managed by IAM, or Identity and Access Management. So if we want to find all modules related to IAM, we can just do search IAM. Now, when we do that, there's a few different ones, but the first one here is IAM brute force permissions. Well, let's check that one out. We can do help IAM brute force permissions, and it says this module will automatically run through all possible API calls to supported services in order to enumerate permissions. This uses the enumerate IAM library by Andres Rianco, and this is also another module created by me, but really I just use his library. But I did add this to Pacu for what it's worth. We can do run IAM brute force permissions, specify our region of US East 1, and then hit enter. And now what it's going to do right now is try every possible API call to see what permissions our user might have. You can see right away we have our user, our ARN, our unique identifier, our account ID, and our account path. And now it's saying, hey, what permissions do we have? It can do DynamoDB, it can do get caller identity and get session token. Those are kind of standard AWS IAM permissions it is able to do. And now we have to wait. Although I think, let me know, guys, if the stream manages to break, because there's always a chance as I'm doing all of these things that screws up my network. We'll see what happens. And I might just speed run this because I know what's going to happen, but it takes a little bit to brute force all the permissions. So I'll give you guys a spoiler alert. Once it starts going through these different things, it's eventually going to discover that we are able to access elastic beanstalk, the word I'm looking for, elastic beanstalk permissions. Now, if you're like, what the heck is elastic beanstalk? That's okay, because AWS has this really weird naming convention where they just like to make up names for all these accounts. I'm actually going to stop this just so it doesn't break my network. But if you let it keep running, it would discover that. Then you can run who am I, and you can see what permissions you have in the environment if you allow that to run. Anyways, Elastic Beanstalk is a service in AWS for managing web apps and web app deployment. Deploy and scale web apps. Elastic Beanstalk is a service for deploying and scaling web applications and services. Upload your code, and Elastic Beanstalk automatically handles the deployment, from capacity provisioning, load balancing, and auto-scaling to application health monitoring. Now, I was doing an AWS pen test with Elastic Beanstalk, but they made a common mistake that many people do anytime they're deploying something in the cloud or anywhere else, and that is using hard-coded secrets. Now in AWS, there's a service called Secret Manager, which allows you to store secrets securely and then refer back to those secrets. But what a lot of people do for the ease of it is it will hard code their secrets both in the code as well as in environmental variables. And that's what I discovered. But when I discovered that, I realized Pacu did not have any module for enumerating Elastic Beanstalk, and that's why I made this module. So, like I said, if you let this run, you would eventually see you have Elastic Beanstalk permissions. So then we can search for Beanstalk. And you can see we have a Beanstalk enum module right there. So let's learn a little more about that. We'll do help on Beanstalk enum. And you can see that this is written by yours truly. And it enumerates Elastic Beanstalk applications, environments and configuration settings, scanning for possible secrets and environmental variables, and source code. This also download the source code for deployed applications for static review. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. We will run it. So we'll run Beanstalk enum region US East 1, and we will hit enter. And boom, you can see within the environmental variable, we found a secret key and an access key. So we have more credentials, some more lateral movement. Let me show you what this looks like in the console itself. So if I go over to my AWS console here and search for Beanstalk, this is exactly how it looked on the pen test that I was doing. What up, Kaiser Clark? Good to have you here, my friend. I'm showing off a CloudGoat scenario that I'm working on, and I'm showing off a Pacu module that I'm creating. And this is being very slow. But if we go up here and go to applications here in Elastic Beanstalk, I have no applications. Surely I do, but I'm in the wrong region. You can see I'm in US East 2 instead of US East 1, but for some reason the console is being incredibly slow, so I might not be able to show you. Can I just update it like this? YOLO it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll let that thing load while we continue through the rest of the scenario. But anyways, we have some new credentials here, so it might be a good idea to configure those credentials. We'll go over here. I'll just call this terminal, and we'll do AWS configure profile, and we'll call this one Beanstalk. And we're going to pass it the access key ID and the secret that we just found. Access key ID, and we will grab the secret. We'll do US East 1. A real Bilbo said we use CloudGoat a lot in Bo's class. That's awesome. Good to hear. And JSON. Let's go ahead and see if these credentials work by doing AWS STS get caller identity profile Beanstalk. And it does. We have access to it. And when we have access to it, remember, when we discover a new user, we want to look for permissions. And hey, Beanstalk is done loading. So if we click this environment right here and go over to configuration, I'll just show you what this looks like in the console. Down here on environmental properties, you can see we have our access key and our secret. So that's part of what the Pacu module is looking for, but it's also downloading source code, looking for secrets in source code, and just grabbing a bunch of information about Beanstalk that might be able to be used later on in the engagement. But okay, we have those credentials, so let's now import those credentials into our Pacu session here. We'll do import keys. Yeah, the giveaway already happened. I'll show you the winners in a little bit. Import keys, and we called it Beanstalk, I think. There we go. And now we can go ahead and search IAM. And instead of brute forcing our permissions, we can try to do a privilege escalation scan to see what information we might be able to grab, and this will be able to pull down some permissions that we might have. So let's run help on this, shall we? Whoops. Go like that. I'm going to copy, and we'll do help. IAM priv scan. And it says, this module will scan for permission misconfigurations to see where privs will be possible. Available attack paths will be presented to the user and executed on if chosen. Warning, due to implementation and IAM policies, this module has a difficult time parsing not actions. If your user has any not actions, it is recommended to manually verify the results of this module, blah, 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 blah. So let's go ahead and run this with scan only. It says only run the scan to check for possible escalation methods. Don't attempt any found permissions. All right, in a real engagement, that's a good idea. You don't want to just fire off random things. So we'll specify scan only and hit enter. Now it says, hey, we don't know our permissions. Do you want us to run IAM and new permissions? Yeah, go ahead and run that. Okay, and when it runs that, you can see we have one confirmed privilege escalation right here. We have confirmed that we can create an access key. This means that we can create an access key for another user. So imagine for a moment if we can create an access key and we can find an administrator, we can create an access key for this administrator and basically make a back door into the AWS account to pillage data and establish persistence in the account. Well, let's learn more about this. If we look at this right here, user methods, we can pass it. Well, let's see, there's a method info. Let's do method info rather is what I want to do. So we'll do run, but we're going to do method info. And our method that we want to test out that's confirmed is this create access key. Okay. So it says an attacker with this on other users create an access key ID and secret key belonging to another user in the AWS environment. And you can do it with the console right there, but Pacu will actually automagically do this for us. We just need to specify the user methods. So let's do that right now. So instead of method info, let's do user methods, like so. And it says, hey, is there a specific user you want to target? We don't know. It says just hit enter to enumerate users. So we're going to hit enter. And it says, hey, not found. Do you want us to run this other module to figure out users? Yeah, let's go ahead and run that module. And you can see it found these different users. We have our low privilege user, which is what we began with. We have our secondary user, which we have compromised and we're using those permissions right now. And we see that there is an admin user. So let's go ahead and do option 1 for the admin user. And I am going to stop sharing my screen at this point in time because what it's going to do is it's going to create a backdoor AWS access key and secret in the AWS account and output the access key and secret to the screen. Now, this is a real admin account in my Sandbox AWS account. So someone could try to take over my AWS account if they have this access key and secret. So probably not the best thing to show off while I'm live on stream. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a moment. I hit enter 1 and it says, I'll read to you what it says. It says privilege escalation complete. And it says it backdoored the following users and provides me with an access key and a secret. I'm going to go ahead and set that up real quick. I'm going to do AWS configure profile admin, and once I have these credentials set up, I'll go back to sharing my screen with you all. Okay, I'm trying to think of how to clear this. Okay. Clear it there. All right, so if we do AWS STS get caller identity on the admin user, we were able to create access keys, backdoored access keys, and persistence in the AWS environment with this admin user permissions. Now, if you have admin access to an AWS environment, one of the things you should always check is, hey, you now have access to Secrets Manager, which is where organizations should be storing secrets, but because we have elevated our privileges to admin, we can actually dump Secrets Manager and see what secrets we are able to find. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll jump back over to here. I'm going to put Pacu again. We'll go ahead and do a new session. I'm going to call this an admin session. We'll import keys for admin. And now if we go ahead and do search secrets, you can see that we have a secrets enum. Enumerates and dumps secrets from AWS Secret Manager and AWS Parameter Store. Let's run that. Run secrets enum. I don't know if you have to specify the region, but let's see if I need to. And we do. It says one secret was found. Go here to get the secret. So this is a standard spot for where Pacu stores downloadable things. We can go to our terminal here and we can cd to local share Pacu, I think admin, downloads secrets, ls, cd into secrets manager, ls, cat secrets.txt. And that leads us to our final flag, and that is how you complete the scenario flag. Don't store secrets in Beanstalk. So that is a first very early glimpse of my CloudGoat module, Beanstalk Secrets, and my new, or not my pocket, my CloudGoat scenario, Beanstalk Secrets, and my Pacu module of like 400 lines of Python that allows it to enumerate Beanstalk, pull down secrets, pull down permissions, and then use that to elevate and go deeper into the AWS environment. Once these pull requests are approved over on Pacu, we'll probably do a new Pacu release. And over on CloudGoat, once it's approved, it will be an official scenario. And at that time, I will make like the official walkthrough videos for both of them, showing this a little bit slower, but wanted to kind of give you guys early access to see what this looks like. Now, one thing you want to do is make sure you destroy the environment. You don't want to get charged by AWS. So let me show you how to do that real quick. If we go back over to our console, there's one thing that's different about this scenario. And because we created backdoored access to one of the users, we have to delete that user's access keys. Otherwise, it won't allow us to delete the user fully. So that user that we backdoored is the admin user. Since these access keys were not created by Terraform, Terraform is unable to destroy them. So we'll go to security credentials here. We'll go to actions and we'll go to delete. We'll deactivate it and then we'll copy this name in to then delete the access key. All right. Now over here on CloudGoat, we can do Python 3 CloudGoat destroy Beanstalk secrets. We'll hit Y. And now what it's doing is it's going to use the Terraform that we use to start the scenario. This will tear down all of the infrastructure, all of the users it created, the VPC it created, the Beanstalk instance it created, and everything else it created so that you don't get charged for using CloudGoat and get charged for these resources. If you use CloudGoat in this way, where you spin up the scenario, complete it, and destroy it, you can do all of this in a free tier AWS account and it will not cost you any money, and you can learn how to do AWS pen testing yourself. Hey, first comment from Japan. What up, Sam from Japan? Good to have you here. Have you tried any of Daft Hack's tools like GraphRunner? Yes, I actually have videos on it. I think I have a whole video on using GraphRunner over on my YouTube channel. For those of you just tuning in, I am going to sign off shortly, but what I just showcased was a CloudGoat scenario that I'm working on, a Pacu module that I'm working on, and if CloudGoat is something you're interested in, all of these free AWS CTF scenarios to teach it to you. I did a workshop on Rhino Security Labs, and you can get it from right here, launching your first CloudGoat scenario. So let me grab that and drop it there. There's a full workshop where I teach through setting up CloudGoat, including a free tier AWS account from noob to being able to launch your first scenario. So if that looked like something you want to try, check out CloudGoat. It's all free. I think that you'll enjoy it. And I help maintain it, and I've created other scenarios for it. So I think you'll like it. And like everything I do, no paywalls. All of it is free. What'd you guys think? Was it confusing? For those of you who know AWS, did it seem like a legit attack path? Would love to hear from you. I'm going to get a drink of water, though. All right, guys, what we're going to do now is raid somebody. The way raiding works is we take all of our Twitch viewers and we send them to another person. Let me look at my channel. We have 55 people on YouTube and 33 people on Twitch. I don't know how many on LinkedIn, with a total of 88 people. For all of you on YouTube, if you could do me a favor and just join me on Twitch. Even if you don't have a Twitch account, that's okay. You can still be part of the raid. Just join me on Twitch. Would love to have you over there. Let me drop a link to my Twitch real quick. Come join me on Twitch so you can be part of the raid. In the meantime, let's see who's streaming. So if you've never heard of infosecstreams.com, if you enjoy streams like this always shows who's streaming. If you go to InfoSec Streams, you can see them. And hey, we have the Shy Hat and Overgrown Carrot. Man, I love both of them, but it's been a long time since I've seen Overgrown Carrot stream. I don't know if he's streaming in different time zones, but it's been a long time since I've seen him stream. I would love for us to raid my friend Overgrown Carrot and show him some support. Now, when you do a raid, you're supposed to have a raid phrase. Our raid phrase is going to be hack smarter, not harder. So let me go ahead and get this raid set up, and then I will sign off. This raid set up, and then I will turn off the desktop audio. You guys don't have to hear me speak, but let me go ahead and get the raid set up. We'll do raid Overgrown Carrot 1. Now, if you don't know Overgrown Carrot, he is an incredible pen tester, streamer, does a lot of Active Directory hacking and things like that. So I don't know what he's working on today, but let's go ahead and support him. Once again, the raid phrase will be hack smarter, not harder. I have the raid set up over on Twitch. Make sure you join the raid. In the top of the chat, there should be an option to join the raid. We'll get that raid set up. For the rest of you watching, I am going to sign off. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me this evening, and I will catch you guys.